and I kind of disregard this team as a playoff team. But if I'm being honest, is the GOAT going to play GOAT right now? I mean, is the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, in my opinion, as far as handling and shooting. Is he going to do something special this year? Is there potential to see a breakout year? And then I stopped and thought about it. I said, you know what? With the additions of DeMarcus Russell and the strong draft picks that they have, as well as some big defensive help, are the Warriors kind of in the same position? Well, no. Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson can't be matched. But if you open it up and you give a couple of players some minutes, what happens? Let's get into it. The X's and O's, Golden State Warriors, Off-World Sports. Let's kick off. I'm going to kick off first with the additions, right? I'm going to change it up a little bit to jack you up. Now, let me do the X's. The X's is Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell was added on for the Nets, breakout season, and an all-star. He comes into an offense which will favor him heavily, and he gets to do what he wants. I think definitely more creativity than Klay Thompson. So he comes in as an addition by the subtraction by the Nets, even though they got Kyrie Irving. I think D'Angelo Russell on this offense is a freaking gold mine. Lights out. Get ready for some action. I doubted them and I forgot about them in my Dallas Mavericks review. I think they have the potential, obviously, to get in the playoffs just with the lineup they have here. Let's get into the X's and O's. Who's the most important player on this team? It's the same thing for me every year. Where Draymond Green goes is where this team goes. One of the best defensive forwards in the league. Love his overall game. It doesn't show in the stat line sometimes, but it shows in the game. He does the important things. He makes good passes when needed. There were some headache plays in his past, but nowadays he's a little bit more solid, a little bit more experienced, and I like Draymond Green and what he brings to the table. He's the intensity. Montrezl Harrell is there on the Clippers side. Draymond Green plays it at a higher level on the Warriors and was an all-star for it. So he comes in, and it's exciting to see what we're going to get from this guy this year with no Durant and no Klay Thompson. Can he average double digits? Can he average a double-double? I've seen him at Michigan State. I remember at Michigan State. He certainly can if he still has that repertoire. Don't sleep on Draymond Green. Let's go to the additions. Willie Cauley-Stein, added from the Kings. Defensive help. They lost a couple centers, right? They lost McGee and they lost Damian Lee, I think it was. Wasn't there? Not Damian Lee. There's another big guy. Damian Jones is gone. And they add in Willie Cauley-Stein, who's a player that likes to run up and down the court. He's injured. He's going to have one of the best passing guards in the league. Be interesting to see what Willie can do. I think he's going to play the same role he did on the Sacramento Kings. But the way he runs up and down the court, I think he had the quickest guard in history with De'Aaron Fox. I don't know why he left him, but this should be a good opportunity for Willie Cauley-Stein. I liked him better on the Sacramento Kings, but however, he wanted to leave, so he gets a fresh start with the Golden State Warriors and learns this offense. Also, as we look down, we start to say, well, Klay Thompson may come back February or March of next year, just before the playoffs. Who's going to take up that role? They've added a couple pieces, and I want to talk about the draft pick who surprised the hell out of me. I was downvoting so heavy. I mean, believe me, bro. The whole screen was a downvote when I saw Jordan Poole pick in the draft. However, sometimes us guys on the street don't know crap, and this is one of those instances. Jordan Poole, exciting preseason, great job. He is in the ilk of a Golden State Warrior. He looks just like the rest of them. Can dribble, handle, and shoot. I think we're gonna see a big year from him, from what was expected, especially in his point range. If he gives you 6 or 7 a game, I'm happy, because it'll be a solid 6 or 7 points per game. Can shoot the 3. He may get hot. He may average 10. He has an opportunity here with this team. I expect big things from Jordan Poole off the bench. There goes one of the key 6-man that I see, but I can't leave it at that. It's not over yet, right? You still got Looney at center, right? So Looney's there at center, big long arms. He's going to have to be the rim protector. I talked about the problems that they had with some of the bigger teams. We talked about Houston. We talked about the LA Lakers. We talked about the Dallas Mavericks. These guys got all these frontline centers over 7 foot. Looney's going to have to play a pivotal role, as well as Cauley-Stein. They're going to have to add on another piece. And they say, you know what, let's go wide body. And they got a wide body, Omari Spellman, who I love. I love Omari Spellman from the Atlanta Hawks. Not really showing through right now at this stage right now, so expected a little bit more from him. However, as time goes, I think by mid-year, once he's fully in shape and understands the offense, he can play a similar role to what DeMarcus Cousins was playing last year for the Golden State Warriors. And I think he can do similar things. You heard it here first. I think Omari Spellman, if given the minutes and is into the game, can be have a DeMarcus Cousins effect and possibly be MIP Player of the Year if he's able to get the minutes and play within the system. Glenn Robinson Jr. gets another opportunity with the team. Can he finally blast off? I mean, they need a third guy. I'm not saying it's going to be Glenn. It's going to be a conglomerate. It's obviously Draymond. But Glenn Robinson, no offense, has a Harrison Barnes effect. He could be that level easily. Saw him at Michigan. He can easily be that type of player. He's just never gotten the consistent minutes, never gotten to the flow. Is this his opportunity? I think it's his last chance. He needs to show it here, barring no injury. I expect big things from Glenn Robinson Jr. at the small forward position. I ranted and raved about this guy in the draft, and I said he was special. And when I say special, he can be better than Draymond Green easily in his career and play the same role at a much higher level with better offense capabilities. Eric Paschall out of Villanova is my number one. I was like the number one top 5 steal in the draft where he was drafted. They have a great pickup. I know that that their brass as far as scouting has done their job. It's going to be interesting to see what Mr. Paschall can bring to the table this season. I think if he can get 10 minutes a game and give you 5 or 6, 6 and 6, 6.6 rebounds per game easily, I would love to see him on the floor and help them pay dividends. Marquise Chris, what a steal. So you lose your what's his name, Bell, the power forward, the athletic power forward, and you gain one back with maybe a little bit more shooting ability. And actually a much more highly touted player coming out of college. Marquise Chris is added. He bounces around so much. There has to be something wrong with him internally for him to move to so many teams. But he's an exciting prospect. I like this pickup. Athletic power forward, can jump, can shoot. He can do everything. Just doesn't have his head on straight. Because he could be in the realms of a big contract if he actually had a good season. He's that type of player. I think when we see him prove out, we may see a player that is going to be looked at by the teams. They're going to try to grab him in a trade. But if he can give him 6 or 7 minutes along with Paschall, it's garbage minutes playing the center position. Have to do center and power forward and some small ball. I'm excited to see what we get from Marquise Chris, and I think that's going to be troublesome for Willie Cauley-Stein and loaning some of the slower players because he can move, and maybe it'll be able to outmove some of the bigger centers, the 7'3" guys, get in there and get the rebound, and that's a possibility. So right now, just with this squad without Klay Thompson, and I didn't mention, my fault, Alen Smailagic out of Europe, the next Euro guy. Not a bad pickup. I don't know much what we'll see. Again, light 215, but can shoot the 3. He's playing the Jerebenko role that was there last year. He easily fills in that role. Obviously, it would take him to 3 years of condition to get to that level, but there's potential for him to be the Jonas type of player. I don't even know where Jonas went. So again, this team is not bad. They're in right now 7th or 8th spot in the playoffs out of respect for the Warriors, out of respect for Steph Curry. I got to put him there. So we'll see what happens. Last year, I'm not going to look at last year. Too many players are left and too many players are injured. But now you have your review. Again, Southwest Division. Let's get there real quick. Boom. No. There we go. Warriors, Western Conference. Yeah. It's going to be a squeeze. These three are going to be beating each other up. So somebody's going to have to lose out. And that's why I said I'm scared for the Spurs. I'm scared for the Dallas Mavericks. There's only one spot left, right? Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, and Utah are going to be in a war because you already got Denver. I think they're in. I think Portland's in. I think Golden State, Clippers, Lakers are in. 5. I think Houston's in that 6. Where's my 17? Okay, we're in the same boat. I was counting right. So, again, 7th and 8th spot. We got to look to the Spurs or Mavericks. One of those two get in there. And New Orleans, if Zion is fully healthy, there's a potential for them to squeeze in there as well. Those are my 3 last teams. But anyhow, as far as the Golden State Warriors go, hey, we shall see. They're the same lineup at its core with the same type of players. Can they make it happen? Can they get into the second round of the playoffs? We shall see. Championship, I can't give them that unless Klay Thompson's healthy. But we shall see if the Splash Brothers can make it back into that run and prove everybody wrong, because everyone's sleeping on them this year, that they can do it without Durant. All Fork Sports, I'm signing off. Peace.